Hi, parents. We all know what it's like not to get enough sleep. I feel moody, easily agitated, foggy. Everything's harder. Plus, we know how little sleep can take a big toll on our physical health over time. And that's just for us as adults. When our kids get consistent poor sleep, it can take the whole household for a tailspin. In addition to the motions of it, long term poor sleep contributes to digestive issues, immune system struggles, focus and behavior challenges, and even anxiety and depression. Our bodies and brains do some of their best work while sleeping. And with it being a key pillar to your kids' and family's health and well being, let's talk about how to get better sleep naturally. So, if you're looking for answers and solutions on why it's hard to get your kids to sleep at night or to stay asleep for a little bit longer, this is for you. What does neurologically cause kids to not go to sleep or stay asleep through the night? Most common natural remedies that help the nervous system calm and rest are what we're going to be talking about today. I want to tell you a story really quick about a kiddo that we have in the office. His name's Bennett. And when he first came in, he had a couple other things going on, but one thing was that he would get night terrors at night. And not every night, but most nights, probably 5 out of 7 nights of the week, he would wake up screaming, crying. His mom would have to go in, get him. Now, he's the oldest of 3 kids, and he's only 5. So to try to manage everyone else's sleep along with this was really difficult for the whole family. Mom wasn't getting sleep. The other kids were waking up and not getting sleep. We can all imagine how that feels. So we got Bennett, started getting him adjusted, and we're applying that brake pedal, right? We're trying to get that sympathetic nervous system to calm down so that his body can stay asleep. Now, we've been in care for about 3 months with Bennett, and he might wake up sometimes during the night, but he gets himself out of bed, no more screaming, no more crying. He can walk to his mom's room, and he'll fall back asleep in her bed. Obviously, we're still working on things. He's 5, so it's not going to be like a perfect, he spends all night in his room and wakes up perfectly happy and refreshed just yet. But changing that sleep dynamic for the whole house has been immeasurable. It's changed our lives completely. So let's talk about some factors that prevent children from sleeping. Most commonly, they're rooted in the brain and body communication, the nervous system. So if there's too much stimulation along with high stress or anxiety signals to the brain, then it just can't turn off. If kids have stimulants right before bed, caffeine, sugar, they're not going to fall asleep very easily. Even the screens from our phones affects the melatonin levels that our body can produce, which affects how we can fall asleep. Really, overuse of technology is a major problem, not just for children, but also for adults, as far as interrupting sleep. This, along with anxiety and emotional stressors, all signal the brain in contrast to the rest and relax side of sleep. The stuck-on sympathetic fight or flight nervous system tells the brain to be in protection, not to shut off or even disturb sleep cycles by interrupting the REM patterns and circadian rhythms. Let's try to conquer these challenges naturally and look at some of the remedies that work with the body's natural processes. I do want to note something here. Melatonin seems to be something that is natural for sleep remedies. And the thing is that your body naturally produces melatonin. And if we give your body anything that it naturally produces, it stops producing it on its own. So I see a lot with people that have started using melatonin on a consistent basis that it can start to have some detriments and you can begin to rely on it because the body is no longer producing melatonin on its own. Something that's really good instead of melatonin is tart cherry juice. It actually helps the body produce some more of its melatonin. So it's not giving you melatonin, but it's definitely helping your body produce more of it, which can start changing that sleep cycle. Let's talk about some other things. Establishing a bedtime routine. Even if it's not at the same necessarily exact time every night, which does help, within an hour, we want to try to fall asleep at the same time every night. But having the same routine, let's go upstairs, get your pajamas on, let's read a book, let's brush your teeth, let's wash face, let's go to the bathroom, and let's fall asleep. Having the same routine every night really does help the body know that it's time for rest. Some people like to use white noise machines or apps that have white noise, making sure the room is in a good condition. Generally, lower temperatures are easier to sleep in when the body's not too hot. You can have a good cover up if you need it, and that tends to relax. Warm baths help relax you before bed. You want to try to avoid that screen time before bed within about an hour at least. You can also try some other things. We talked about the tart cherry juice. Chamomile tea does help relax. Some kids don't necessarily like it, but there are other supporting foods that you can find that will help the body start relaxing. Also, getting a lot of stimulation and activity during the day. If our body hasn't moved enough, then it still has energy and it's not quite ready to fall into that deep sleep. And then caffeine. Kids don't necessarily get a ton of caffeine, but as they get older, when you get into, preteen, adolescent, you're starting to see pop getting in their soda. So they can start getting caffeine in that way. And just to monitor that, obviously you can't make everything perfect, but the best you can do helps their bodies even more. There'll be an article that's linked that will help give you some more of these remedies and help you find other avenues to see what might work for you. Now, if you've tried nearly all of these natural at-home remedies, even more, and your kids are still struggling with sleep, it's time to give pediatric chiropractic a try. All kids are unique, and the majority of sleep struggles start in the brain and nervous system. Our clinical process of finding out the cause or where and how the stressors are affecting sleep is key to help with it long term without needing to add in supplements or medications, and to help the remedies above work easier for you as a parent. If you need sleep to be easier for your family or child, we would love to help. Check out the article below, go to our website. We'd love to help you out more.